In our previous video, we followed the Lake Garda coast from Salò to Gardone Riviera and then to the Isola del Garda, the lake's largest island. And now, before the boat turns eastward to the opposite shore, our gaze takes in Lake Garda's western coastline with the towering Julian Alps behind standing guard. Heading to Lake Garda's eastern shore, we enter the province of Verona in the region of Veneto. From here, we'll follow the coastline south from Torri del Benaco to Lizise, then southwest to Sirmione, and then head back to Desenzano. Torri del Benaco is home to a castle built in the late 14th century on the same site as an ancient Roman fort. In the background is the bell tower for the Church of St. Peter and Paul. And here to our left is the Villa Guarienti di Brenzone, which dates to the year 1540. The gulf and harbor in the distance belonged to the city of Garda, which, in the Middle Ages, was such a major political and military stronghold that from the 8th century on, the entire lake became known as Garda. A spring-fed lake at the foothills of the Julian Alps, Lake Garda isn't very deep. Nonetheless, it offers a variety of water sports any season of the year. In a moment, we'll be passing by Lizise, a small town dating to the early Middle Ages. The name Lizise comes from a Latin word that means lakeside village. Lizise's Church of St. Nicholas dates to the Middle Ages, with frescoes painted by the school of Giotto dating to the 12th century. In the Middle Ages, Lizise was an important commercial and military port, which explains its need for a castle. In fact, the castle dates to the early 14th century. At one time, it could boast as many as 20 towers with moats and drawbridges protecting access to the town. We will next be passing by the peninsula of Sirmione, which juts out from Lake Garda's southern shore. This brings us back within the province of Brescia. As early as the 1st century BC, Sirmione was a favorite resort for wealthy Romans. The Roman poet Catullus boasted that he had a villa on the Sirmione Peninsula, even describing his beloved Sirmione home in one of his poems. Interestingly, at the northernmost tip of the peninsula are the remains of a Roman villa which is named for Catullus, although there is no direct evidence linking these ruins to Catullus's own villa. Sirmione has been a vacation destination since Roman times, as the Roman ruins we just passed attest. Today, it is still the most visited place along Lake Garda. Sirmione's churches, like so many in the region, date to medieval times. This church, the Church of Saint Mary Major, dates to the 15th century, although it stands on the site of a much older church from the 8th century. The numerous castles and fortified palaces that dot the landscape date to earlier times when the region was invaded, first by Germanic tribes from the north and centuries later by rival northern Italian city-states. Sirmione's castle dates to the 14th century and is one of the best preserved castles of Italy. In continual use for centuries, the castle marks Sirmione's strategic importance during the Middle Ages and after. Today, it is a museum and major tourist attraction. In Angela's time, Sirmione was home to the Capuchin Franciscans whose spirituality informed and shaped Angela's own. From here we head back to Desenzano. In St. Angela's lifetime, the port of Desenzano housed the most important market of the region, making Desenzano an important trading and economic center. If you haven't already, be sure to join the virtual Desenzano walking tours, as well as the short prayer experiences offered from the town shore.